It is that time of year. Lots of great movies, meantime, hitting the theaters.
Yes, so we brought in the big guns. Jake Hamilton here now. Look, we've talked about this movie quite a bit.
I haven't shut up about it, actually.
You really are a big fan of this one, The Wolf of Wall Street.
And which is saying a lot, because Martin Scorsese is my favorite director of all time. It's absolutely one of my favorite films so far this year. It is Wolf of Wall Street. It's sort of a white-collar Goodfellas, if you will. It's anchored by one of my favorite performances of the year, delivered by our next guest live from Los Angeles, Mr. Jonah Hill. Good morning, sir. Nice to see you again.
Hey, Jake, how you doing?
Doing well, man. Thanks for joining us here in Chicago. Now, you said in an interview recently that this is probably the best part I'll ever play in any movie. So you are fully aware of how good you are in this movie, but it's such a competitive year for performances when it comes to awards season. If January 16th rolls around and somehow inexplicably you're not nominated for an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor, how do you think that that'll affect how you feel about this performance?
Well, first of all, I'll say I'm not aware of how good I am in this film. I think that I've never been so proud of something, but I don't, it's not like I think I'm great in the movie or anything. I just love the film and I love the character, and I just am so proud of what it is. And, I don't know, I've never been so excited to have a movie come out and show a character to people. And honestly, with all the award stuff, when it happened for Moneyball and I got nominated for an Oscar and everything, it was all such a surprise. And when it comes to this film, it's like I will love it as much either way, no matter what happens. And so if that does happen, that'd be amazing. And if not, it's not going to lessen how I feel about the film itself and the performance,
Fair enough. Well, if you're not nominated, I'm going to disown the Academy. I'm going to go ahead and tell you. Now, the great Martin Scorsese, he's known for working with actors many times over. This is the 5th time he worked with Leonardo DiCaprio. Obviously, he's worked with De Niro and Joe Pesci many times. Let's say this wasn't the first time you worked with him, and you could have worked with him on any of his past films. Which one do you wish that you could have been in the most?
Well, Goodfellas is my favorite movie of all time, I love Goodfellas and Casino and King of Comedy and Mean Streets and Taxi Driver and Raging Bull. He's my favorite director, so yeah, I love all of his films so much, but no director to me has made as many classic films that I constantly watch and adore over and over again.
Fair enough. Now, there's a great scene in the movie where you have to explain to Rob Reiner why you spent $26,000 on a dinner. It's one of my favorite scenes. What's the most ridiculous thing you've spent an insane amount of money on?
That's an interesting question. One time I misread the price of a watch, and I bought it and then returned it the same day because I didn't realize I had missed a zero on it. And I immediately went back and brought it back, and I forget how much it was, but I remember going, wow, that's pretty cheap for this watch. It's a beautiful watch. And then I was like, that's a good deal. I'm going to get that. And then on the drive home, I looked at the receipt again. I literally almost crashed my car doing a U-turn to bring it back to the store.
Now, reports are...
I would say I love Chicago. Chicago is my favorite city to visit in America.
Well, Jonah, you got to come through, man.
Place.
I have a very comfortable fold-out couch. You're more than welcome to come visit.
That sounds great. That sounds great. I'm assuming because I'm the guest, you're going to take the couch. And
naturally, because we're very hospitable here in Chicago, Jonah.
Okay,
all right,
you are, that's true.
All right, thank you for joining us. You can see him in The Wolf of Wall Street, one of my absolute favorite films so far this year. It hits theaters on Christmas Day. Jonah, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. I have been geeking out about this movie since I've seen it. And, I will be honest and tell you if I don't like a movie. I wasn't crazy about Anchorman, but Wolf of Wall Street, it's 3 hours of pure brilliance.
Okay, and on Christmas Day, right?
On Christmas Day.
So if you need to get away from the family,
yes.
You have an excuse.
There you go. You have a 3-hour excuse to get away from the family. There you go.
Thank you, Jake.
Thanks,
Good
guys.
interview there.